The brutal landlord life. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article. This is a good one. It's discussing the unglamorous and brutal life of a landlord and how everyone dogpiled on this poor woman. I mean, yeah, we all know. I think the only advantage to being a landlord is the capital gains. You know, it's not the best thing in the world, but here in Australia, a lot of people see it as the only way to get ahead. Remember that teacher who bought 5 properties interest only, and then all of a sudden the rent freezers came in and he was shitting himself? I remember that article. So let's look at this one. Young landlord hits back at brutal response after revealing the unglamorous side of owning properties. And wait till you see how cheap the houses were that she inherited. A young Aussie landlord has hit back at the brutal comments she received after exposing the unglamorous side of owning multiple rental properties. And remember, landlords are providing a service. They're providing houses for us to rent. That's just how it is. A young landlord has hit back at the brutal comments she received after revealing the unglamorous side of owning multiple rental properties. Estelle Landy, a former Big Brother contestant, recently took to TikTok, of all things, to share the difficulties she is experiencing with her 2 Victorian rental properties, revealing the harsh realities of being an investor. You're not going to get sympathy online. It's like Reddit, okay? How do I put this politely? If you're a useless user or loser, you're going to be a user of Reddit constantly and just spend all your time on it. If you're really bad, you may even become a mod. So you weld this little bit of power over other people. Other people are getting shit done, so you don't have time to piss around on this type of thing. Okay? So, yeah, you're not going to get sympathy for it. Particularly, I don't know what the political alignment of TikTok is, but I'm assuming you have a lot of younger people, so probably many more lefties. You know, people with less experience about the life. I've been crying my effing eyes out all morning. Really? Oh, shit. Because I've been pushing shit uphill for 2 years, 3 since my mum died, with these properties, an emotional Miss Lindy said in the video. Throughout the 7-minute video, the 36-year-old claimed that the tenant in one of the properties was thousands of dollars behind in rent and bills, while the other renter had destroyed the second property. So she's dealing with tenants from hell. Tenants from hell. This reminds me of that British show, If You Can't Afford to Pay, We Take It Away. She explained while she submitted applications to VCAT. I mean, it's Victoria. It's a very socialist, left-leaning state. They're putting more and more power in the hands of the tenants, not the actual owner of the property. They're tricking you all into being bloody public housing providers. So, to have the situation resolved, the process is very tedious. And in the meantime, she's been struggling to keep up with the costs associated with owning the homes. The 36-year-old told news.com.au that she was left shocked at the response she received to the video, which had racked up more than 3,000 comments and 665,000 views. Really? I mean, it's tall poppy syndrome too. You say you have multiple properties, every man and their dog are going to be jealous and wanting to hack you down. That's Australia. Okay, we don't really celebrate success like other countries, like other cultures. We should, but not here. No. You're putting yourself up too high. In the comment section, furious Aussies accused her of hoarding resources. What dumb idiots. Okay, hoarding resources. Oh, that's stupid shit. I still remember when I first started my business and we were flat out. We had a lot of work on because we'd gotten a break in the resource sector. We were doing a whole lot of mining work. It just went nuts. And this is when the other sectors were down. So I'd have other architects going, oh, you should share the work around. And I'm going, well, that's not how capitalism works, mate. I stopped caring when she said she owns more than one property, one person wrote. Landlords crying on the internet, yeah, my day got better, another said. I mean, look at these. You'd know the type, okay? They're going to be super short hair with some bloody artificial color in it and BLM tattoos on their forehead, and they live off soy, and they think they know everything, and they've probably never worked more than, or no, they think an 8-hour workday is like insane. They need a safe space at their office. One person claimed that investments carry risks and she needed to deal with it. Well, they're right. They do carry risks. I think being a landlord can be really shit, to be quite honest. She said that while she understands many renters are struggling and there's a lot of anger out there towards bad landlords, there are people on both sides of the property divide that are suffering. Yeah, well, she's got shit tenants. There's a lack of tolerance to empathize with anyone else who is perceived to have more. Well, this is called leftism. Okay? They want to take from those that have more and redistribute to those on their side. You're not talking about people that appreciate the path that they're starting us on. Which is strange because we are certainly part of the hustle generation. But we aren't allowed to hustle too hard or we'll be cut down, she said. I mean, has she just encountered tall poppy syndrome? I mean, she's a Big Brother contestant. Maybe she hasn't. Wouldn't all her girlfriends, are they all, some of them are like bitchy to each other? Isn't that how it goes in the female circles sometimes? She said she knows there are some people who are greedy and exploitative when it comes to investing in properties, but that isn't the case in her situation. She estimates that the combined value of her properties today would be less than $500,000. One costing $20,000 and the other $215,000. So we're not talking luxury properties here. The first property was bought by her parents in the 90s after they separated and was an ex-housing commission home located in Morwell in the Gippsland region. She said the home was in a precarious area and needed a lot of work to make her and her mother feel comfortable. With her mother on the disability pension and no longer able to work, she started working as soon as she was old enough. Eventually, she saved up enough money to purchase a home in the same town, but a much more secure location and better living conditions for her and her mum. Each property I purchased was never with the purpose of becoming an investment. I occupied each place for more than 10 years and didn't have plans to sell when I bought each one. Yeah, you don't need to justify your position to random idiots online. Okay, it's fine. You do you. You want to invest, you want to make money off your property, off your hard work, off the inheritance from your family. That's perfectly acceptable. That should be encouraged. Okay, the people here who are in the comments bitching and moaning, they're the type who would have gotten it and then pissed it all away and had nothing to show for it, and then had their hand out again to the government to take care of them. Once they moved out of the first home, her mum let a friend move into the original house. And here's the problem. She was always trying to help everyone around her. She did not get a formal lease or an agent or any bond. She was very kind and trusting. She made this arrangement herself until she died suddenly in 2020, she said. After her mother's death, the management of the property fell to Miss Landy, and she quickly discovered the friend had fallen thousands of dollars behind in his rental payments. She told news.com.au she tried to arrange a payment plan to help the tenant catch up, and also helped him fill out rent assistance forms, but eventually he stopped paying rent altogether. This is just the mother was being too generous. She also discovered the man had been refusing to pay his water bill and won't have the bill transferred into his name. She said she was also told she couldn't cut off water to the property as it is an essential service. The property owner has made multiple applications through VCAT to have him removed so she can sell the home, but some errors early on combined with long wait times mean the process is still underway. After her mother died, she said she agreed to let the man who was living with her mother stay in the second property and pay rent. Was he de facto? Should he have inherited the property? In this time, he has done some very odd and destructive things, picking all of the locks, pulling doors off the hinges, ruining paint and carpets, smoking, and the front and backyards look like tips. Yeah, he just doesn't give a shit. She said she had to partly take responsibility as she had previously inspected the property and each time was saddened to see the worsening state, but didn't have the heart to evict him. She's too soft. But the mother too is too generous and the guy's taking advantage of him. I kept having conversations with him around his need to clean up, so I didn't have to remove him, but each time I go there, the place is more destroyed. I have tried to help this man rehouse or clean up his act. However, due to the rise in interest rates and emotional burden, I'm trying to sell all the properties. Unfortunately, due to the repairs that need to be made on the homes, she said she has been advised she cannot sell until the tenants move out. I don't know if people fully understand the cost for owners. I do not believe that the tenants should bear the cost of the owner's property. I think it comes back to a fair and reasonable arrangement that is not exploitative. She says, yeah, but she's a shit landlord. Her properties have been destroyed. People are taking advantage of her. We really shouldn't be listening to her for advice. Okay? This is the harsh reality of it. I see a lot of landlords passing costs on to the tenants directly. Yeah, because that's life. Okay, that's going to happen. Or not even keeping property to a minimum living standard. Well, as the property's damaged, needs repaired. You need to go in there and repair it, even if the tenant won't pay for the water. She reiterated that both landlords and tenants were suffering right now. The whole system needs a shake. People are, whatever, come on. So, I hope the government steps in. Let's have a chat about this one, guys. Do you get the feeling she hasn't actually learned anything through this process? This guy's taken advantage of her and her mother, hasn't paid any rent, isn't taking on his responsibility, is trashing the properties and treating them like shit, and she wants the government to step in. Yep, there you go. They're not learning. They're not learning. Let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.